So iOS 18 comes out on the 17th of September.
Yep.
We've all got the betas installed on our phones. We're going to jump straight into the features. Cristina, thoughts?
Well, I think Apple's finally made the change to make it a little bit more customizable than ever. As we know, I think Apple's been a little bit reluctant to make it close to Android customizable because we've always wanted to sort of keep it separate, I think, and have a point of difference. You know, you don't want to make everything so customizable that it loses its personality, I think. And I think Apple's hit the sweet spot with iOS 18. So being able to now place your apps pretty much wherever you want on your home screen. You can arrange them, you know, along the bottom if that's how you like it. You can arrange them, wherever you want. You can make them a different size. You can now change the colours of all the icons.
Yeah.
My personal favourite is the automatic shift with the sunrise and sunset. So I have mine set to shift with the light, essentially. So it goes from light to dark without me even having to do anything. Which I think is amazing.
I've got it set up exactly the same way.
Yeah.
And I really like it, especially at nighttime when you
don't even notice it.
Well, I've been so used to using the night modes, you know, when they start
night shift
shift when they start to get
Change
rid of
the
color to get rid of the blue light to help you. I'm sure it works. I'm sure it works.
Yeah.
But taking that a step further and just blacken everything out, I think that just makes a lot of sense. But as you were talking, it just sort of dawned on me perhaps why they've done that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they didn't have the ability to give us that customization early. Because as you well know, our Android friends, they had this a long time ago.
I could do this ages.
Exactly. And then, you know, I've heard of people, might be outing myself here, that, you know, can enable those features through certain programs on your phone to add that customization early. And I think the reason why they limited that early on was they were still trying to gain the masses to learn how to use the system. And mind you, around that same time, iPadOS was coming out as well. And I think the key differentiator in iOS was always the usability, that ease of use, right? And I feel like people have grown to understand that ease of use, and now they're
ready to be able to take it further.
Yeah, and for those who wanted that customization early, finally they can have it. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's like comparing myself to my mum kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I show her these cool features that have come up, and you know, she thinks they're really cool and amazing, but it's not necessarily something that she would use.
Yeah.
But it's great that it's there, and maybe when she continues to build on her experience with, you know, her iPad and her iPhone, that is something that she might change because now it's available to her.
That's right.
And I think one of the main ones in the customizable sort of area is the lock screen. I think that's one thing that pretty much everyone will customize to what they use.
Yep.
And as well as the control center, I think, you know, coming also from the lock screen. So you can swap out the controls at the bottom and you can make it whatever is available within that area. So, you know, you can switch from the camera to the flashlight. I think pretty much whatever's available in control center, you can pop into those areas now, or I think you can also get rid of them altogether.
If you wanted to, that's right, to make it cleaner.
Yeah. Similar to the action button on the iPhone 15 Pro, right?
Yeah, only the Pros.
Only
That's
the
right.
Pros, yeah. You know, how you can customize that to whatever suits you as well.
Yeah.
So I think, that's probably my favorite part is just having that freedom now to be able to take it further. And I think even if I know personally for me, I haven't even taken it as far as it can go.
Yeah.
I've been very minimal in my changes just because I think I'm sort of dipping my toes in.
Yeah.
But
I'm similar to you.
Yeah.
But then I saw Will's control
Will's
center,
great,
and his is just completely customized to how he does things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the best new feature in Control Center is being able to use shortcuts, because now I can basically run a shortcut. So when I start my work day from home, I press this shortcut. It'll turn my TV on, my Apple TV on. It'll set the right volume to it. It'll launch Apple Music. It'll set the light condition in my living room.
He's on a home.
And then it'll turn my AirPods on. Like, it does it all. It does it all. But you can do that from your Control Center.
Oh, we added the flashlight, or we changed where we wanted the flashlight.
The good thing about shortcuts is that I can send you my shortcut and then you just change it to your home. So I'll send it over and you guys can test it out.
Yeah. I think point being, it's catering for us who want to make a minor change, but also really giving the ability for the likes of Will, if you want to make a major changes and really works for what you do, which is awesome.
Well, I think some of the little extra features that have been cool, and I know this is one that you're quite passionate about, you got very excited about, is the LED torch light.
Oh, yeah. I remember showing that feature to you, Will, because it's only for...
I'm surprised.
It's only for the newer phones, the 15 and the 15 Pro?
No, actually, because I found it on my phone.
Oh, so it does it for yours as well?
It does it for mine. So I think I needed an update to come out, and now it's available on mine.
Right.
So I can do the same thing. You can control, it is like the width kind of how far the light goes, as well as
it's some voodoo magic. Because so what it does is when you turn on your iPhone light or LED light, flash, what everyone's used to, it gives you the option to either cast the light in a sort of a wider, normal sort of a...
like a floodlight, I guess.
Yeah. Or by adjusting the settings on the UI that comes up, looks like a torch, you can actually make the light a lot more intense in the middle. And I swear, it feels like a party trick, and it probably is, but I love it. I really do. I think it's pretty cool.
But, if you're trying to tiptoe around the house and not wake up, your partner or something like that, and you only need like that little bit of light just to sort of see where you're stepping to make sure you're not stepping on a cat or a toy or something.
Yeah.
You can adjust it just that little bit, whereas before it would just be like huge and it would wake up everyone still.
And it goes back to Apple just building in these things early, enabling them later, either because it's ready or whatever. But being the consumer, being the benefactor of it, it just feels like you've got something else that's adding value to the device. No, I really like that one.
I did. Cool. I mean, I showed my mum this and she was kind of like, oh yeah, it's cool. So I think some people, it's one of those extra features where it might not be the most exciting thing, but there's going to be a use for it at some point in time. Yeah. So it's a good to know, I think, down the track. Now, we've spoken about AirPods in our previous video of just all the hardware updates that are coming out. And one thing that is to come with the AirPods Pro 2 with iOS 18 is the head gestures. So I think this is one thing that a lot of people are going to use because, again, it's so easy. As long as you know that it's there, there's no reason for you not to use it. So you can control your AirPods Pro hands-free without any speaking at all. So, you're not sitting there muttering away to yourself. Yeah. Instead, you're sort of slightly moving your head and it looks, a little bit more normal, I think.
Have you tried it?
No, I haven't. Yeah. Not yet. Have you tried it?
I'm waiting for a moment to use it. Siri hasn't asked me anything yet, so I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of like, summon it. But I'd love to see how that works.
And what about you, Will? Have you tried it at all?
I haven't. I've only got the first generation AirPods Pro, so I need to get my upgrade first, and then I might have to try it then.
The fanboy would have the greatest and greatest.
Your fanboy status went a little bit,
We've all got to leave our past behind at some point.
But yeah, so it is going to be as simple as, nodding to answer a call and shaking your head to decline it. So, this is one thing that pretty much everyone will use as long as you're aware of that feature because why wouldn't you? And it's such a simple gesture, I think, as well. Yep. And a great thing to have. Finally, reminders have been integrated with the calendar.
I've used that. Yeah.
I think that was one thing that you said that was something you were sort of hanging on to see if they were going to do.
Sometimes I don't know whether to put something in as an event or...
Well, what's a reminder and what's a calendar event? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like some things, like for me, skincare, certain skincare on certain days, is that a reminder or is that an event every day?
It's a reoccurring reminder.
Exactly. And now I can put it in as a reminder into my calendar rather than the event that I have marked as 11 p.m.
Let's go there. Okay, let's go there. So a reminder is something that needs to be marked off.
Yes.
Right? Because if it was an event and the event lapsed.
That's it. It's done.
It's done. Whereas a reminder will stay persistent until you said, I've done it.
Exactly.
So it's task versus, I don't know.
But maybe that was the problem that they were having all along was to figure out as to whether do they just get rid of reminders altogether?
And then combine it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or I think that's probably a similar issue to what we had with trying to define the two. What is the two difference? And I think that's
the reason why it makes sense for me is I look to my calendar to tell me what needs to be done today.
Exactly.
So you know what I mean? Like, I want to know what I've got on, but I also want to know what I need to get done. Yeah. So makes sense.
So I think that's a big one. Again, I haven't used this one much yet, but I think I will definitely change a lot of now my reoccurring events to reminders, which is
Do you have a lot of reoccurring events?
There's a few, like things that I think maybe this is just me being I need to be organised and have like a plan sometimes just to keep on top of things. Yeah. So I like to put in certain, again, reminders, but as events into my calendar because I look into my calendar just to remind me to make sure, I'm cleaning everything or, I'm staying on top of things throughout the week. Otherwise, sometimes I can forget or I feel like I've got behind and it's just a nice little push.
Got it.
Maybe it's an ADHD thing. I don't know.
No.
But it could be.
Some people can have a lot of these things just in their heads and they can just remember. But
again, just to mark off. You feel like you've accomplished something, I think, just to have that reminder as well is really handy, I think. And what about you, Will? Have you got anything to add to that one?
Yeah, I mean, the calendar UI is really nice now. Like being able to, rather than just see the dot of that you've got an event on that day, it shows you the like almost tiny summary and the color coordinated summary. So I've got a load of shared calendars with my partner. So I know what she's doing at work. She knows what I'm doing at work. And it just kind of like helps our life organize each other. But I can see which days she's working now against the days that I'm working, which is really quite useful. It's a much better experience all around.